So today we will discuss about projection of point, line and surface. So this is sheet number 3. So first we need to understand what is projection. So generally we already draw graph and coordinate. So if this is x's and yy axis, as we know in the 10 to 12 classes. So basically if we what we know is this section is a first coordinate, this is second, this is third, and this is fourth. Basically here we represent this axis into a plane. So if we see, this is a three-dimensional object, that means two plane mixing of two plane. So basically if we see in this direction, you see this yy axis, and if you see the same way, if you see this one, so this is axis. That means we can say that this is x axis or x plane, and this is yy. Okay, just like if you consider this is a this one is xx and this one is yy. If we see that like this, so this is one plane and another is like this one plane. If you see at the top like this is a axis. Okay, so here is also, as this is first coordinate, so we can say this is first angle projection. So this is first angle, same way this is second angle, this is third, and this is fourth angle projection. Now there is some rules. What we can do, we project some object. That means if we project this one, this rubber, if we project this rubber onto this plane, if we consider this one is plane, if we project, what we can see at the top, you can see rectangle. If we see from here, that means in this section this is also a rectangle, but the dimension is different. So basically what we can do, how can you see the project, we have to draw perpendicular line to a plane. So if you draw perpendicular line to a plane, so you can see this dimension like this. You can project this side, so you draw perpendicular plane perpendicular line from this all point, you can see like this. And if you draw this plane, this surface, so this is like this, not like this. So basically we use first angle projection. And what you see in this position, this is a rule that after project on the vertical, horizontal, this is called horizontal plane HP, and this is vertical plane, and one is side view. What we can do, after projection, we rotate the only horizontal plane into clockwise rotation. Give some example. Suppose first we draw the two plane. Project this. if we project this, then if you see from this direction, what you can see? You see like this. Okay. If you draw line, perpendicular line, like way, the same way, if you see from the top, this one is side view, because sorry, front view, because you see from the front. This is a top view. That means you see from the top of the object. So here the same view you can find like this, and there is a, if there is another plane from here, if you see, you see two circle like this, two circle, because this portion two circle, only you can see this portion only. Okay. Now if you project this box, what you can see, again we can draw first. If a box is there, suppose in this way, so in this way, if you see from here, what you can see, you see this circle, because more or less these two diameter are same, these two diameter are same. If you see from here, you can see a circle over here in the vertical plane. If you see from the top, what you can see, you see a rectangle, nothing but this one, you can see, you see a rectangle. So from here you see this rectangle. Okay. And if you see from here, this is a side view, if you see from here, here is also a rectangle, this type. What you can say, I told you that after the projection we have to rotate the horizontal plane into clockwise direction. That means you have to rotate this horizontal plane in clockwise direction, and you can see, if you rotate this, if you open this like this, and then you can see this type of drawing. Here top view is in the horizontal plane, and horizontal plane you will rotate like clockwise direction. So this one like this, so this is your top view. Now in the front view, this is vertical plane, the front view is in vertical plane. What you can see, you can see a circle. This point is projected here, and this point is projected here. That means perpendicular line, these are. And what is side view? The side view is also a rectangle. So basically this is first angle projection. Why it is? Because this is happened here. Now in the second case, we discuss about first angle, second angle, third angle, fourth angle. What happened? So basically you need to know why we are using only first angle and third angle position. Here we can use first angle only. Suppose if you consider a point in the first angle, first coordinate of first angle, then you see, if you draw a perpendicular line, project this on the vertical plane, this is vertical plane, then this is horizontal plane, you can see a point in the vertical plane. And also if you project it into the horizontal plane, you can see a point on the horizontal plane. What you have to do? You have to rotate the horizontal plane into clockwise direction. So for that case, what you see? You see a point over here and a point over here. What is this distance? So basically, this is your top view, and this is your front view. Front view, why? You see that point from the front. This is upward, and this one after rotate this is downward. You can, if you rotate this one like this, so this is downward, and you see from the top, so top view. Okay, now this, how much this distance? Now this distance is, as because this front view you see from the here, so this much distance is this. So if this is A, this is A. Now if you see from the top view, if this much distance is B, so this is B. I think all of you understand. So you can see clear image of top view and front view. Now if this point is a second angle, then what will happen? So from, if you see from here, you see a projection, this no problem. And if you see from the top of the point, you see the point is over horizontal plane. Now we have to rotate the horizontal plane into clockwise direction. That means in this direction. If you rotate this, so it will mix to the vertical plane. Vertical plane is fixed, but if you rotate the horizontal axis, horizontal plane like this, so this point coincide with this point if these two sides are similar. If this and this is similar, then these two are coincide. So you cannot identify the object properly. That's why we neglect the second angle position. Now if this point is third angle, then what happened? If you see from the top, you can see the image here, easily. And if you see from the side, this is here. So after rotating this, so what you can see, this is top view. The top view you can see from the top. And if you see from the side, so here it is side view. So after rotating, the top view is the upper part. In the first angle, the top view is lower part, but in third angle projection, this is top view and this is your front view, because this is front view, this is lower side. So if this is A, that means this much is A, so this one is your A. And if this is B, so this much is B. So this is first angle, this is third angle. The fourth angle is same. If you place the point over here, you see the projection of this point on the vertical plane here, and top view is here. Now if you rotate this plane to like this, again this plane is coincide to vertical plane, so you cannot see the proper object. When you are drawing a drawing sheet, you see that this type of drawing is there. So this circle is the diameter of this, and the bigger circle is the diameter of this. This is same coming from the projection. As I draw before, this is a sign of first angle projection, and why it is first angle projection, I will discuss. if you place the object as I shown before like this, from the front view, what you can see, you can see like this. And what will be the side view? You see the circle. So if you rotate this, you can see the side view. So what this view you can see on the front view, you can see this is front view or vertical plane, front view and vertical plane, and this is side view. Okay, so basically this is front view, and if you open this, so you can see this is front, this portion in front view, and this portion is in side view. That's why we can write this drawing in the first angle position. You should remember this.